And hello again, Internet. Sorry about the delay here. Had to track down some issues that were going on with this thing. Wouldn't let me use one of my controllers, unfortunately, but we are working now, so let's go ahead and go. So as it is, it's the end of the year, and as tradition, even though it's a silly tradition, I like to give my opinion on games. 20 years too late because it takes me around that long to play some of them, although it's starting to take me longer and longer at this point. So I'm going to have my usual top 10 list, and one of the things I also like to do is show off a game of the year. I almost didn't have one this year, as I think this game might be a little bit too common, too popular, but even then, it was a pretty good game, and I think it deserves to be shown off a bit. But we'll get to this later. I'm letting the video play out because it's awesome. And we're just going to go ahead and do my usual, where I will talk about my top 10 PC games of 2002. While I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and go to arcade mode here. And I will probably lose quite a bit, but whatever. And let's go ahead and just get this started. My number 10 game here is Serious Sam: The Second Encounter. Now, as usual at the bottom of the list, games are not really particularly great necessarily, but there's only so many you can really choose. And Serious Sam, while it should have been a good game, and it really should have been, because I like the concept of it. I love the fact that, the Serious engine was able to handle so many enemies on screen at once, which is something that you really didn't have anymore when things went to 3D. But the game itself just seemed lacking in too much stuff overall. There was a lot of... The engine took too long to do the levels in particular. They were just too long, too big. 40 plus minutes for a single level is a bit excessive at the time, even now. But it was so impressive that it could do that. And one of the problems I also had with it is I played the enhanced version, which actually is missing a lot of the special effects that the original engine had, especially late in the game when it plays with gravity. One of the issues, though, is how... I guess I missed saving him. Is how... with that repetition of the very long levels, you do the same thing over and over and over again. A lot of the same enemies, a lot of big hordes, and it gets to a point where it's just not really entertaining after a while. Like, it was great the first time, but it started getting rather obscene, especially when you get so many things where it's like, oh look, it's werebulls and kamikazes again. Yeah, it just went on, overstayed its welcome, I think is the main thing with that game. Still, I mean, if you like the action games, that is definitely a hold S and shoot game, and I'd say hold S, not hold W, because yeah, there's a lot of running backwards and shooting in that game. A whole lot of running backwards and shooting. Still, I mean, it definitely could be worse. It made the list. It is a fun game overall, just overstays its welcome. Number 9 on my list might be one that surprises people, kind of. I mean, it is another shooter, but it's one of the games that's in the, this stuff kind of destroyed the genre. Although this one was actually pretty good when it came out. The fact that they kept making more is part of the problem, though. I'm talking about Battlefield 19... Oh, don't you take my pizza, motherfucker. Battlefield 1942. The original of the Battlefield games. Now, I will preface this. I didn't really play it much online. I did see it online. I did, see how it was online. By the time I picked it up to play it, though, I was playing Counter-Strike at the time, so I had no interest in its online. But I did see it, I did play it, and I have played through the entire, quote, single-player campaign, unquote, which isn't so much a campaign as it just goes through all the various levels. So you can just, you just have to go through each level basically in order. So you see the entire game that way, which is pretty neat. I mean, it could be worse, but it is effectively the multiplayer with bots. And the game is actually really interesting with the fact that it had the vehicles as well. You had not just, get out there and shoot, but you had tanks you could drive and deal with, and in fact, most of the time that's what you were going to do if you could, because, tanks are tanks. They're going to be better than the infantry, or the helicopters as well. It had those. And, of course, jets as well. It's a really complete game for what it has. Very impressive. And it gets even crazier when you start adding the DLC stuff. Because I had the complete set. In fact, I still need to play Vietnam one of these days. I really do. I'm probably going to do that one on stream, I think. Even though, that one will take forever to play. Because those games are long, in quote, single player, unquote. But, I mean, it's this low on the list. It is still an impressive game. More so than Serious Sam's Second Encounter. Less so, however, than the next shooter on the list. What a surprise. Another shooter. Now, the next one is Unreal Tournament 2003. Not 2004. 2003. So the lesser version of it, which is why it's this far down on the list. Now, I don't remember all the differences between 2004 and 2003. And again, I didn't play it as much online, which is probably why I actually still liked the game. Because the online had some issues with it. I don't really understand what all the big complaints with the thing were. Because like I said, I played the game. Didn't see any major issues when I did. It had a lot of various game modes. Didn't necessarily care for all of them, but I do say, I did miss the fact that, when it came out, you didn't have all the same mutators that the original did, because the original had been out for a while, had a lot of great mods for it, was so much fun. 2003, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was definitely an upgraded version. But obviously it was a flawed version compared to what came after. I think after is when they added the Onslaught mode, which were the most fun for me in the game. Well, not the most fun, but was a very fun mode for me. I love it. They're stealing your tire. So good. Well, they're stealing the Turtles tire, even though you're Casey Jones in this. Anyway, yeah, Unreal Tournament 2003, it was a decent enough upgrade. But what came later was much better, obviously. And the next one, again, is not going to be really a surprise for anyone. Not a shooter this time, finally. We get to number 7 on the list, and we have Duke Nukem, the Manhattan Project, which is a lot of games called Manhattan Project. Hell, we played Manhattan Project Turtles just this month, in fact. That's because Manhattan Project, of course, has a name elsewhere as well. The nuclear bomb stuff. But no, Duke Nukem Manhattan Project is actually a surprisingly good Duke Nukem game for its time. It's not a great one. Again, not fantastic, not amazing. But during the wait for Duke Nukem Forever, having a 3D or 2D side-scrolling, I guess it was in 3D, but it was still a basically 2D side-scroller Duke Nukem, going back to that game's or the series' roots, was pretty nice. There's a lot to do in it. A lot of secrets to pick up to collect everything. It's also, unlike, 3D, you can actually save the women in it. So that was a nice touch there. Ooh, I'm getting hurt here. Oh, good. Just in time. Hey, you guys just saved the women in it. There's a ton of secrets that are really hard to find for some of the stuff. It's not a great game, but it's a very passable 2D side scroller. That once again, good luck finding it anymore. It was on Steam for a while, but Randy Pitchford decided to ruin that for everybody because he's a dick. And while it's not as bad as having the 20th anniversary or the Megaton edition of Duke Nukem taken down, the fact that the game is just gone now kind of hurts. Although I had it on CD. In fact, one thing about the original game came with a keychain I still have. It's actually a pretty good keychain. Has a Duke Nukem Manhattan Project as a kind of, it's a coin. It's supposed to represent a subway token. Has radiation symbol on one side. Hey, Fox. It's a pretty fun game. Now we're up to number 6 already because I go through these fairly quickly. I ramble a bit, but generally only takes about half an hour to get through the whole thing. And as I've been saying with the early parts of the list, they weren't exactly the best games, but when you got 10 games, you got to fill them up with what you can. We're already up to number 6, and I'm going to say that the following game is one of the best in its entire genre. For 2002 not having the greatest overall releases, the stuff that was at the top was amazing. And here at number 6, we have Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which this game is available again. There's an open source port engine for it. Four, 3, 2, might as well use it, and it's over. Yeah, there's an open source engine port for it. It is really good. And of course that engine port is still being updated to try to make it as accurate as possible because there are still issues with it. And I will say that one thing it does is it lets you combine 1 and 2, so you can play the scenarios from the first game and its expansions. And there are a ton of official ones with the stuff from 2. 2 took an already amazing game and added a whole bunch to it. New types of coasters, new types of rides, new decorations, all kinds of great additions to a game that was already one of the best simulation games out there. So, seriously, if you like those park building simulation type games, anything of the sort, Roller Coaster Tycoon, especially Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, absolutely prime. Missed it. Absolutely prime contender, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. Get it. It's on Steam, as is the original. Don't get 3. Nobody plays 3. It's 1 and 2 that are the good ones. I'm gonna die. Sorry, focusing on the game here because I don't want to die to Rocksteady. Got him! Woo! But yeah, definitely get the game. Hey! No, Fox. No, none of that. No cheering for the enemy. Yeah, absolutely recommend Roller Coaster Tycoon. I didn't sink as many hours in that game as I could have because, believe me, that is a game that if you get deep into it, it will eat hundreds of hours of your life, especially if you have the expansions, which are on Steam. You'll have so many scenarios and such to do. And then there's just the open parks as well. Oh, it is such a good game. They haven't made anything comparable to it. I mean, like, there's a couple sim coaster games out right now that are okay, but they just don't. Shit. Okay, so those are stay away from. They just don't compare to the original still. I don't know, some like, God, what is that one? There's one out right now with a roller coaster theme that is supposed to be pretty good. I don't know if it's called Sim Coaster. I don't know what the name of it is exactly. It might be Roller Coaster World or some shit like that. I'd have to look it up. In fact, why don't I real quick? Pardon me a moment. I gotta look this one up because I do have it on Steam. Planet Coaster. There we go. I knew it was something World or something like that. That is supposed to be pretty good as well, but I don't think it's as good as Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. OG and still the best. And now, number 5, another classic of its genre. Although some people had an issue with this one in particular because of the fact that they added something that people thought took away from the type of genre it was. Warcraft 3. Do not confuse this with the remake. The remake is shit and took things away from this game. I'm talking about the original Warcraft 3, with all of the old features still intact. It is a surprisingly good RTS, and this... Ah, you motherfucker. And this is coming from me, and I don't necessarily do RTS games that much. I do enjoy them, some of them anyway, and Warcraft 3 is one of my favorites. The thing they added to it were the heroes that a lot of people didn't like, because now you had these single units that were just stupidly powerful, which kind of went against the point of an RTS. Can I actually hit you, or do I have to just dodge? I can hit you, but well, I'm going to die here. Fox is going to be happy in just a moment. Unless there's pizza coming up. Come on, pizza. But yeah, there were 5 different freaking races. There it was. Well, this is they haven't really made one since. There is no Warcraft 4. So yeah, Warcraft 3 is the last Warcraft you played because they haven't made another one in 20 fucking years. There's an expansion pack, which is pretty good. But the original, especially the tools that came with it to make your own campaigns, which, you know, oh, there it fucking is, which is now, Blizzard is like, yeah, we own those, yeah, we own that now. No, fuck you, I have not signed up to your new EULA. You can go fuck yourself. As far as my original that I own. Oh, as long as we're saying fuck YouTube and their new rules. In fact, fuck YouTube in general. Anyway, yeah, the original Warcraft 3 is a good game. Reforged, definitely not. And they still haven't fixed it, so fuck them for that. Nice. Yeah, I got the collector's edition of it as well, which has a lot of cool stuff in it. Mostly, you know, their big art book and art stuff, but soundtrack. God, shrink wrapped. I wonder what that's worth today. Probably not that much, to be entirely honest, compared to some of their earlier stuff, because they did a ton of printings for that one. Or maybe that was before they had actually flooded the market with it. Because I knew, like, the original World of Warcraft didn't have enough collector's editions. The first expansion, though, fucking billions. I missed that one. Like, Burning Crusade Collector's Edition isn't worth anything, really. Then the next one, they went back and made very few of them, so of course it's worth something. And then the next one, they went back and reprinted a billion of them, so it's not worth anything. Guess which 2 I have? Anyway. Yeah, Warcraft 3 had a great story to it. The 5 armies, it's really difficult to balance out 5 different asynchronous and unique armies. But they did a great job, and some of the stuff, I mean, the elves in particular, where their buildings can come alive and attack you. Really creative and unique ideas. I love the game. I should really play it again someday. You know, the original, not the bullshit remake. I'm gonna lose here. Yeah, the original good one, not the version they fucked up. Definitely, if you're gonna play it today, try to, especially if you have the discs, get the discs and try to get some patches that way. Do not do the version on BattleNet, because even if you don't have the Reforged, the version of the original on Battle.net is Reforged. You just have to pay extra for the new models. Fuck that. Play the original game, get whatever patches you can for it. Don't touch Reforged. See, that's the problem with doing lists like this. I get angry at things. Mostly at Blizzard, because Blizzard managed to actually destroy good games that they had. Something you wouldn't think possible, but they, like I said, they patched into the game. So if you try playing it now, you get the worst version of it. They actually made the game worse for people who bought it 20 years ago. That's a feat. That's one of the reasons nobody likes Blizzard anymore. Nobody likes Activision and Bobby Kotick, the fucking devil, because he did that. He's not content with making bad games now. He has to take games 20 years old and ruin them. Okay, so enough of that rant. What's the next one? Because that's number 5 on the list. We're getting down to number 4 here. And number 4, here's one that people aren't going to expect from me, probably. Icewind Dale 2. Yeah, imagine that. A CRPG on my list, and that high up, no less. No, I really did like Icewind Dale 2, the Infinity Engine D&D games, starting with Baldur's Gate. Icewind Dale 2 is one of the more... I think it was actually the most complex of them, because I think it might be the last of the Infinity Engine games, or unless Baldur's Gate 2 came out after it. It's also one where you get to fight an actual fucking dragon, so hey. Pretty sure that's the one that had the ice dragon in it. Of course, in good old Infinity Engine fashion, the best way to beat it is, for the game in general, your most powerful stuff is just having summons. Yeah, I'm past raging about Warcraft 3. I gotta focus on a good game now. Yeah, I haven't really played Icewind Dale 2 in, well, about 20 years, so I don't remember that much about it. But oh my, I knew it was gonna be a pizza right fucking there. God, words. Yeah, it was just a really solid game. I enjoyed the story for it. I don't remember the story for it. Icewind Dale, of course, being about the cold area. Haha, Icewind, hence. Lots of good caves in it. I'm actually honestly not sure if I would enjoy playing them today. That engine is kind of hard to get into. But it is one of my favorites. Like, if you want a modern version of a game with a similar engine, I think your best bet would be Pathfinder, like Kingmaker, or whatever the sequel/expansion for that is, with the mythic fight, with the mythic stuff. Anyway, gotta look at my list here as soon as I get a chance to look away from the screen. Goddamn monkeys. Alright, number 3. Another one people might or might not guess from me. Not a shooter again. In fact, there's no more shooters on my list, amazingly enough. This was back when shooters sucked. We're getting into some of my other types of favorites. Anyway, number 3. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. I loved the Hot Pursuit games. And if memory serves, it might not. If memory serves, Hot Pursuit 2 was the one that added, like, the helicopter chase stuff and spike strips and just all kinds of accessories for the player, or for the cop players to really go ham with. Now, the original Hot Pursuit was already a great game. And then there was not Most Wanted, the fuck's it called? I'm trying to think of the name of it as these guys are coming up on screen. It was High Stakes, there we go. Which had basically the entirety, of course, which had basically the entirety of the first Hot Pursuit in it and then some. But Hot Pursuit 2, I think it's the one that added a lot of mechanics for the pursuits and all, more than just chasing. And oh man, again, if memory serves, I could be reviewing the wrong game here. It was a ton of fun. There's just something really fun about having the cops, and especially being the cops in the pursuit side. That's what I enjoyed the most, honestly. And another death. Ugh, I'm going to run out of lives. Ah, it is game over. Yeah, limited continues. I do need to go back and actually try to get some of the later, or earlier, I should say, Need for Speed games running so I can go through them on the channel. I managed to do the first one because it was on DOS, but 2 and 3 were on Windows. They're early Windows, which are hard to get running, but I think there's ways to get them to work now. So we can have fun with those and actually take a look at them. And then I can see if I actually am remembering the right game here or not. Because I don't think that stuff was in the original Hot Pursuit or High Stakes. And then, of course, there's the remake, which is also really good. Which isn't a remake, it's a completely new game, just same title, because they knew that doing the chases is what was a lot of fun for the stuff. A lot of fun for players. Okay, number 2. Neverwinter Nights. Oh my god, I played so much of this game. So much. Even the expansions I played through. And there are a ton of expansions for the first Neverwinter Nights. Yes, we're talking about the actual original RPG, not the new Neverwinter Nights, which I don't know, was that an MMO or something? I really wish game companies would stop fucking calling their next game the same as one of their old ones. No, stop that. You've already made this game. You didn't make Doom again, you made Doom 4. Just fucking call it that. Doesn't matter that you have to, acknowledge that Doom 3 existed. Fucking call your game the right thing. I'm being a dick about it. And EA is especially full of bag of dicks. Because, I mean, hey, look at that. We got a new Dead Space coming out soon, which, gee. Didn't they already kill that series once? Now they're just rubbing it in our face that they killed the series and the studio. Anyway, Neverwinter Nights. This is the one that used the updated engine instead of the same engine that... I think they still called it the Infinity Engine, though. But it used the 3D version rather than the 2D version that Icewind Dale 2 used. And the 3D version, it's effectively the same game, but it let them change the camera angle, which meant that you could put more action in a more dynamic view of it, so the players could really see better what was going on. Instead of having the thing from that overhead view, you could be over the shoulder and really see and get involved in the action, which is what helped make the KOTOR games really stand out. Because you do the same basic engine, because it technically was real time, it just had a lot of pauses if you wanted to run it that way, so that you could set things up properly. I got an achievement called Mode 7 for throwing things at the screen. I tried getting back. Missed it. One thing is I got to use these specials more often. Really do. But yeah, Neverwinter Nights also went. I don't know if it was the. I don't think it was the first one. No, in fact, I know it was not in the first game to go to the D&D third edition rule set. That was Pools of Mysteria, I think, which is also a fucking remake of a old gold box game, I think, which I just picked those up recently. Yay! Freaking mount. But yeah, it's like one of the. It wasn't the first third edition game, but it was a pretty good one, and better than the Pools of Radiance. A lot better than Pools of Radiance. That one wasn't very good. I have it. I have the collector's edition of that. Oh. See, I really am running out of things to say because it's been 20 years since I played most of these games. That's the problem with doing this shtick. Is yes, I've played these, but not in a long time. Damn it. You would do it right fucking there, and then you would stand on it so that I couldn't get past it. And every time I get hit, I lose some of my specials, so... Oh, wait, there's a taunt button, isn't there? Yes, there is. And it missed. No, don't get hit by the missile, thank you! No! One hit! One freaking hit away! Fucking hell. Yeah. Neverwinter Nights 2, it changed the... I don't think it actually changed the camera view. I think they didn't do that till KOTOR. It was still the same overhead view, just done in 3D. But I really did like those old D&D games. I don't know if I could play them again, to be honest. They're kind of rough to play, but if you get into them, they are freaking amazing. They did a great job. A lot of the earlier D&D games, which I did pick up, so we'll be seeing some of those, weren't very D&D feeling. Whereas I do think stuff like Baldur's Gate and up through Neverwinter Nights, they did have a decent D&D style feel to them with the way the characters worked. Still not great D&D. Still not as good as the tabletop, let's be honest here. No video game can compare to the tabletop with a good group of friends. Right, Fox? Assuming he's still there. Although I don't think he was ever in the games I played. I know he played, though. Alright, anyway, enough rambling about that shit. Especially when I can't remember. It's like, yeah, let's talk about this game. I don't remember this game. It's been 20 years since I played it. I do want to give a couple honorable mentions, as usual, before I get to number one. And all of these honorable mentions are games that came out on PC in 2002, but were on consoles earlier, and I played the console versions. So we have stuff like Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Both of those released in 2002 on PC. I think 2001 was when the original came out on PS2 for Grand Theft Auto 3. I didn't get into them right away, but when I did, oh man, they really do. They're rough. The first one, Grand Theft Auto 3 especially, is a rough kind of game to play anymore. Vice City is fucking amazing. They did the right call setting that in the 80s Miami. That was perfect. That is a great setting for it. But, Yeah, I played the console versions. I played PS2. Sadly, those two got stolen, but I still have San Andreas, the original version. I have them on Steam now, of course. The not definitive editions, because the definitive editions, once again, just like Blizzard Activision, the definitive edition is absolute fucking trash, the remastered version. And Rockstar took away the original versions that are better in order to, which at least you can still play those. They didn't just patch it into the new version and say, into the old version and say, yeah, fuck you, you don't get the old version anymore, you just can't buy the old version. And I'm sure they shut down all the mods that actually were better than the definitive edition because they fucking cheaped out on them, went to the lowest fucking bidder to make just incompetent, couldn't get it done, absolute garbage. But we're not talking about the definitive editions again. God, I need to quit getting angry at those. Video games used to be better. It's just a fact. Anyway. Yeah, oh shit. Anyway. Words have disappeared from my brain. They used to be there. They aren't anymore. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3, definitely a revolutionary game. And I know there's a bunch of people who's like, oh, but back on PlayStation 1, Driver. Yeah, you know what? We played Driver. It is not a fucking open world game. It isn't. If you want to say Driver is the same type of open world game like GTA is, you have to say Carmageddon. Not Driver, because Carmageddon had open world racing first, or at least before that. I think I'm pretty sure it was before. Yeah, got to be before. It was before the PlayStation even came out, I think. So yeah, no, Driver is not a fucking open world game, despite the many people claiming it is lately. But yeah, that original Grand Theft Auto, it really did kind of blow open the doors for that. You know, GTA 1 and 2 were open world as well. I mean, they were just top down, which I don't like them because that top down nature, the camera is zoomed in so far, you really can't see what's going on when you're driving. You're going to run into everything because the camera's too zoomed in. You can't see what's in front of you. Being able to do it in 3D to move the camera behind you so you could see things was great. Ah, get off me. Yeah. Sorry, boss fight, gotta deal with it. But yeah, no, the 3D and... Yeah, again, sorry, I can't focus on talking while trying to beat this guy. I apologize. I am failing as a streamer. Okay, that was not what I was trying to do. Well, that wasn't either. Yeah, that was easy. Okay, so back to GTA 3 and GTA Vice City. They did a good job when they made it to 3D, giving the characters, I think it was voice acted, I'm not sure. I mean, the CD had more room to do it, which is another reason why to do it like that. The driving felt better than the later ones in the first one. Just having that... Again... It really didn't change the gameplay up. The core, I mean, it was already open world. You already had the various missions and the people to go to get your missions and the side stuff to do. It was just the fact that it was in 3D seemed to blow everyone's fucking mind that you could actually do it in 3D and have it be more realistic. But Was it revolutionary? I mean, like I said, the game already was that. It was just a 3D version of what was already existed. Some people just didn't. Some people just don't think games existed before 3D, it seems. I don't know. They don't give 2D the respect it needed or deserves. Still, they were really fun games, especially Vice City. First one I didn't enjoy as much, especially since if you tried to 100% it, you really do need to do that before you beat the game. Ooh, okay, you came out of nowhere. Because as you progress in the game, it changes things in the world and makes some of the missions just straight up impossible. Because you'll have areas that are just full of mafia with Tommy guns constantly trying to mow down your cars. So good luck putting out fires out there or delivering people in a taxi, because they always know it's you, because it's a fucking video game. God damn it. God, this guy sucks. There. Now fuck you. I really need to start using these more often if I want to play this. I mean, it's... Having that special attack is part of this game. It's designed with it, especially with the taunt in mind, because there's areas with downtime that you can taunt. Like right now, I should taunt. Right now, I should taunt and be ready to go. I like that they kept them as robots in this. Okay, talked about that best I can, which is terribly. God, I'm just doing terrible today. My brain is not activated this morning, even with my coffee. In fact, speaking of coffee, let me have more coffee, because I haven't finished it yet, which is probably one of the reasons why my brain doesn't work. I stand corrected. It is empty. As is my brain. Hi! This is why I said at the beginning, this shtick doesn't work anymore. I'm trying to do games that I haven't played in 20 years. I can't remember the games I played last year. Okay. I do recommend, if you get a chance, to play the original version of... The fuck's it called? The original versions of GTA 3 and Vice City. Unfortunately, now that the definitive editions are out, you pretty much can't get them anymore, which sucks. It's another case of that, where you got a better version of the game, quote, better version, so they take the old ones away, even though people prefer the old ones sometimes, because there's people who like the authentic experience. It's more so with 2D games to 3D games, or 2D retro stuff, like console games getting modern remakes that don't work as well. You know, like Sonic Origins that came out this year, and they took the original Sonic games down, like CD and even the original ones in the Genesis collection. If you didn't already have it, you can't get it anymore. I'm so tired of game companies doing that. Tired of game companies being game companies. Wish they'd quit fucking everything up. Why do you do that? Why do you hate your customers? Oh, anyway, the other honorable mention, which again came out on PC in 2002, but I'm pretty sure came out on consoles earlier. In fact, this game in particular is, I think, the first release on PS2 that had online functionality. About a year before the modem came out. Yeah, the modem didn't come out for quite a while, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 has online functionality. Well, it was through GameSpy. You could totally play online when the modem came out. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is a great fucking game. I don't know how much time I spent on that thing. Like, 2 was where I think the series really started to come into its own. Shit. The first one was still a good game, but it didn't quite have the same level makeup and just way the thing worked as a whole as the first one, or as the second one did, where they started having the various levels with the various goals and things to collect and a bunch of different skaters. I also completely loved that it had like videos of all the skaters, had a basically one of their show-off tapes for each of them, and Rodney Mullen was just fucking amazing in those. But yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is where the mechanics really got refined. This is where I'm pretty sure 3 was the one that added the what are they called? Manuals, I think it is, which are the 2 wheels when you're on flat ground, so you could continue to link combos between ramps instead of you go a ramp, you do your combo, you land, and that'd be it. It'd be over. In 3, they added the manuals so you could extend them and get combo after combo after combo after combo after combo if you were really good, and just rack up absolutely obscene scores. And even then, the amount of collectible stuff to get, trying to get like all the letters for skate, you're on a time limit each time, so I don't think you can do everything. Well, you probably could. Good players probably could do everything in one run, but usually you'd have to take a few different runs to pick up this mission, then do that mission, then this mission, grab the hidden items, get the skate in order, get certain scores. Had tons of characters in it, lots, special fun unlockables, which the remakes aren't going to have. The remakes are not going to have the original unlockables. In fact, I think the PC version is where Shrek was in it. PC version of 3. I don't think he was in the console versions. So, I played the PS2 version, and it was a lot of fun. 3 and 4 were just great games. Alright, so I've wasted enough time. What's my number 1 game of the year? It shouldn't be a surprise. It is the game of the year for 2002. Morrowind. Elder Scrolls Morrowind. Oh my god, I sunk so much time in that game. Absolutely beat it, both expansions, couple different times over. The first time I did it, I actually kind of did it by accident. I lucked into... Without doing the sword story, I still beat the game. Because I just explored enough that I found my way into the middle area. I found the weapons that you could not hold. But I also found the thing that would let you hold the gauntlet. But of course you can't use the gauntlet right away. You have to either go through the story or do something else to get it purified for your use. And I lucked into finding, like, right after I found the gauntlet, I found the guy who could fix it. So I was able to use it. And then even then, oh, don't do it in the middle. Yep, you'll interrupt that, of course you are. So I managed to get that taken care of, and then it's like, well, the pattern to beat the boss, you're not supposed to be able to know that. Yeah, it's a video game boss. So I was able to figure out, you needed to use these weapons, use this one until it doesn't work, then you use the other one on the heart, because that was fucking obvious. But no, Morrowind. You want to talk about open world games? People who think that, people who think that, God, you motherfucker, that Grand Theft Auto 3 was the intro to open world games. Fucking RPGs have been doing it for years. I mean, this is Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So, by the way, there's a remake of Daggerfall on GOG using the Unity engine. I don't know if it's free. I think it was. Because I'm pretty sure that Arena and GOG, or Arena and Daggerfall are freeware. So, you might want to check that out if you want to. It's kind of neat that they made a modern playable version of it now. Or more that it can be played on modern Windows systems without going through DOSBox. Mind you, Daggerfall is not the best, but Morrowind is. Morrowind is still, I think, my favorite of them. Skyrim I haven't finished. No, I still have not finished Skyrim. Oblivion was good, but it felt like a dumbed down version versus Morrowind. And of course, Morrowind, you could absolutely break the game with alchemy. Oh god, you could break the game with alchemy so hard. Especially when you start making potions of alchemy. Then you're just fucked. Then the numbers get obscene. I totally recommend Morrowind. More than the others. Alright, so let me just recap that top 10 because it's dumb. And I'm going to have trouble here. Because, yeah, I'm in the boss fight, so of course this is a great time to recap. I will recap after the boss fight, because I have to deal with this first. Focus on one. Should have focused on Rocksteady, honestly. He's the harder one. Perfect. Got it off. Then only hit Bebop with it. Dang it. But now I got plenty more time to hit him. And he hits that right on the perfect time to hit me with it. I tried to jump over that. Alright, that's gonna get it. No, I missed! Ah, I got him now. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so the recap of the top 10 PC... My top 10! This is my list of games that I've actually played and beaten. So there's some things that, I haven't played, some things I haven't beaten, so they don't make the list. But my top 10 PC games of 2002, once again. Number 10, Serious Sam's Second Encounter. Number 9, Battlefield 1942. Number 8, Unreal Tournament 2003. Number 7, Duke Nukem Manhattan Project. Number 6, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Number 5, Warcraft 3, not to be confused with Reforged. Number 4, Icewind Dale 2. Number 3, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Number 2, Neverwinter Nights. And then number 1, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So, now let's talk about Turtles, finally. God damn. Yeah. Of all the games of 2002, this is, well, probably not totally my favorite release. I mean, there's the AAA titles, or at least larger, major titles like, I don't know, Elden Ring, which I need to play at some point. Really do need to play that. I have not picked it up yet. I want to, but there's been a bunch of other things for me to pick up this year. In fact, this seemed to be the year of the retro collection, even more so than most. Even though it really wasn't. But most of my money this year was dedicated to picking up some of the retro collections, like Sonic Origins, which I still haven't played. Ah, god damn it! I didn't think it'd hit me on the very top. Which I still haven't actually played through Origins, and I'm still kind of upset that it took away the other game, the other ones off Steam. I fucking hate it when they do that. But no, come back! How did I fucking miss the pizza? God damn it! But this game came out this year, and I guess we should have realized that with this game coming out, with the popularity of Turtles really getting highlighted again, that we should have been expecting the collection that we got. And oh god, what a collection did we get! This game is amazing. It is pretty good. The collection is amazing. This game... No, get back here, you motherfucker! How did I miss it twice? I don't even know how you're supposed to get the damn pizzas in this, apparently. Yeah, that's that life down. But I mean, like, this game is really solid. I love the fact that it's 6 players. I do not have 6 people to play it with. Never gonna fucking happen there. Oh, that's right, you get a different one when you jump. So I'm pretty much never gonna see the full 6-player thing in action. I can imagine it is absolute chaos. And then, of course, you know, I'm playing... There, now I got it. I'm playing the bonus character that you can unlock for beating at least arcade, or the regular mode, which I have done with Donatello, my boy. And only Donatello. It's not as good as the arcade game, in my opinion. It isn't, unfortunately. It's still fun to play. I mean, I'm enjoying doing this, and especially the taunts. Now that, you know, I had to get... That's the problem, is I was not in the right mindset for this game. I was in the mindset for the original arcade game, which didn't have the taunts and super like that. It was all about just beating them up on your own. Whereas this one, the taunts and the power-up is a very important function of it. Like, the game is designed around doing that. Not gonna make it now. Come on. No, okay. No, I'm not getting it after that. But yeah, this one, it's definitely designed around the special move and taunting to get it back and using it a lot. Now, I wanted to mention, this game just got an update this month. In fact, I think it was just last week or a little bit earlier than that. It was not long ago that it got an update. One of the things, and it updated a lot of gameplay fixes, because there were some bugs and stuff. For example, like doing rage mode didn't necessarily upgrade all of your damage like it was supposed to. Now it does. Now it actually does upgrade all the damage from throws, etc. They added some filters, graphics filters for people who like that stuff. There's a CRT filter. There's a curved CRT filter, which is kind of nice because a lot of old CRT screens were curved. I don't like using stuff like that. There's also a VHS filter, which is kind of funny. Yeah, they don't show up well on streams because of the encoding. The VHS one especially. It creates some fuzz on the screen, as well as having... every now and then, like, a tracking line will come down, which does not look in any way, shape, or form like an actual VHS tracking line. but they added it to add it, and it's cool, neat, it's a neat effect and all that. I don't like using things that make the screen blurrier most of the time. Most of the time, believe it or not, there are some games I've been getting a bit more lenient toward using the filters on, because the games are designed with that in mind. For example, the Atari set, there's a couple games in it where you basically have to use the filter, the blur especially, because one of the things that CRTs did is it would blur colors together to make more colors than the system was actually available for. But that relied on just the way CRTs actually worked. And if you display straight, you don't get the same effect. You get color. Like PlayStation has the dithering, which the dithering was noticeable for me back on my CRT because I hooked my PlayStation up via S-Video, which gave a sharper image than you would usually get on it. So I was able to see the dithering more, whereas traditional RGB or composite connection, the RCA connection, would blur it more and would actually mix the color more than just having the dithering. So I can definitely understand using the CRT stuff if it actually emulates it properly to do that blending that you didn't have without it. The Atari one does. The Atari one is proper for that because, again, it was done specifically so you could actually see the game properly. I don't like these ones. These actual ninja ones. What the hell? When did the Foot Soldier get actual ninjas in it? Come on. So, a lot of times the filtering use, like in this one, I don't know how accurate it would be to actually being on a CRT. It just adds like RGB rows to the screen, almost like an overlay. I don't know if it properly blurs the colors like it's supposed to. Then again, this game wasn't designed for it, so there's zero reason to use it here. Got a button masher achievement for this. I'm getting all of them. I don't care. See if there's an achievement for blowing up all of them. Nope. Oh well. Wonder if you did the special in the middle of that, if you'd actually hit all 6 at the same time. But yeah, it's like a filter like that, not necessarily good for this game. For retro systems, sometimes the games were designed for it. So it's not something to just entirely ignore out of habit to ignore. Although I still prefer seeing the pixels than seeing a blur. That's not all they added to this game, though. I mean, it wasn't a full-on like DLC expansion style that people are wanting. No new characters, but there was bug fixes, the new filters, and then the dip switch settings for arcade mode. In a set of dip switch. I say dip switch settings because that's kind of what they were. Oh, shit. Ah! Ah, it's gonna fucking kill me. But yeah, they're stylized as dip switches, but it's just settings options. Yay! Yay! Pizza! I'll win this one now. Bitch. Ah, hit Leatherhead. I love those things can actually hit him too. Oh, that one's dead. Okay. But yeah, like they added a lot of stuff makes the game more difficult too. Things like you can't revive the characters. You can have up to 3 bars up there. I've only got the 1 bar right now, but you can turn on up to 3 bars. That's true. Those are the space frogs back there on the roller coaster. Except they hit me with the first barrel. Hey, Zant. But yeah, they added some switches to change up the difficulty of arcade mode. Stuff like no taunts. You can't use the taunting at all. Or even that the power-ups use your health, like the old arcade version. There's things where the enemies explode. There's also stuff that does make it a little bit easier. For example, I mentioned you can have up to 3 bars rather than 1 bar of the special up there. They also added a random button, so you can choose the settings randomly, which is pretty fucking nice. I like that. Yeah, it was a great addition they did to this game recently, and it's one of the things that is making people really hope for a full-on, if not, paid DLC, hopefully, but an actual expansion to the game with more characters and such. Which, let's be honest, that would be pretty great. I still think the original game is better than this, personally. But for what this is, it is pretty fun. Especially when you stop being stupid and figure out, oh yeah, I'm supposed to use the special feature and taunts, aren't I? Well, that was a waste. When you play the game the way it's meant to be played, it's better. Ah! Okay, yeah. I deserved that one. Did it just... Oh, no! Get back on the screen where I can kill you. No, where I said where I can kill you. I forget how many stages are in this game. I'm just playing through the whole thing, I guess. I don't know. How far I can get in 2 hours, I guess. Yeah. But this game is what I would consider my... I can't really call this one, underrated, like I say. This wasn't a game that came out of nowhere that people hadn't really heard of. The one game that might qualify for would be like Vampire Survivors, and even then, there is just no way I can justify putting that as an unknown game at this point. It is way too popular. That one exploded in popularity. Mostly because it was only like $5, and people are going like, wow, a game this good for $5 is going to get this much playtime out of? Hell yeah. There we go. Which one, Vampire Survivor or this? Vampire Survivors, it is a real good... I'm not going to say it's a great game. It's more of a checklist style game where, once you get to a certain point, you're kind of just... Yeah, well, both, that's true. You're kind of just trying to complete what you can in it. You know, you got a series of goals to unlock everything, and that's really what you're trying to do. You're just trying to go through and get everything unlocked and complete the various tasks. But it's not a bad shut your brain off for a while and play style game. Although I think the game takes a little bit too long to really be a good example of that. Since the stages are, I mean, you have a half-hour-long timer, but even then, the games will take 50 minutes or so to really go through it all. I think something shorter would be better for the just turn off your brain for a little while and play style game. Oh, that's true. There is the hurry mode. You're right. Which is still going to be, you know, 20, 25 minutes overall. Thanks to the fact that the time... Well, it's probably closer to... Actually, no. That'll probably take about, 35 minutes still. Because, no, probably less. Yeah, the level ups... Leveling up takes time. Every of those boxes takes a bit of time. Still, it is a fun game. It's a strange game because it's practically an auto battler as well. I mean, it is. You don't fight in it. All of your attacks are automated. So it's one of the auto battler genres coming out anymore. Of course, I got knocked out of it right before I got enough combo for the power up. Doesn't matter though. Should be able to beat him. That's the thing of this game is this game ultimately is pretty easy. I mean, I am playing it on the medium difficulty, but it's not as hard as the arcade game, and there's nothing wrong with that. The arcade game was hard because it wanted you to put more quarters into it. This game wants you to play and finish it.
It's also clear to me now, the turtles are my friends.
They did speed up the box pickup, that's true. But yeah, you can make this game harder, especially with the new stuff. You can make this game as hard as you want to make this game. So I have no problem with the fact that the difficulty is overall toned down a bit from what it could have been, or like from the arcade game. Because again, the arcade game is meant to kick your ass and force you to put more money in. This is not. And this is still a lot of fun. Tons of levels. I think the levels are on the shorter side, but again, that's fine, because when you do have to continue... When you do have to continue, it takes less time to do so. I like that you can keep bouncing them, because you build up your stuff based on how many hit combo you have, and you can still bounce them when they're defeated and get more combo. It's pretty good. I don't like these axe guys. Ah, of course you'd be hiding behind it. Why wouldn't you be? Alright, these guys are now kicking my ass. Come on, stop it. Oh, I'm not surprised. But yeah, I recommend you guys, if you like beat 'em ups at all, this game is solid. You should totally check it out. And if you like Turtles, this is a very worthy successor. I don't know if it's the same guys who did Streets of Rage 4. Gee, nice. Yeah, so these guys, like I said, they're experienced in bringing back old beat 'em up games and being good with them. So absolutely solid gameplay here. And if you think the game is too much on the easy side, there are ways to tone it down so you can give yourself a challenge if you want. And I love that. That is a good way of doing it. Mind you, I'm not saying that games that are hard by default are a bad thing either. I love Dark Souls. Even though I don't think Dark Souls is a hard game because you can level up in it. You can outpace, you know, if you're really having a challenge, you can just go kill more things until you're a higher level and have more power. Unless you're playing 2, in which case things stop appearing and you get fucked. Like, yeah, you see me just absolutely spamming this move. Hey, Streets of Rage 4. That's good to hear, too, that it's a harder game. Hey, CVS kid. Glad you're here. I'm still amazed that Turtles is still freaking relevant. I mean, isn't there a new series still going on right now? As well as, well, thankfully, the Michael Bay movies. I know he didn't direct them, he did produce them. And at least they didn't have the actual aliens instead of turtles, like the original plan was. Good fucking lord. I still haven't watched the second one of those. I have it. I have it on digital. High def. I just... After how bad the first one was, I'm afraid to watch that one. And I mean, it's like... Oh, that ended recently. That sucks. Well, I mean, I guess. Actually, I didn't really like the newest incarnation. I'm sorry, I was just enjoying bouncing the 1-foot soldier back and forth off the walls with the special there. That was pretty fun. This is another area where one of the bugs they fixed was, it used to be that if you like picked up the power-up and then ran over here, the power-up would, the counter would keep going during that cutscene. Now during the cutscene, the counter actually stops. It's a cutscene, you can't play. So why would the counter keep going? Oh, that's gonna hurt. You missed. Where the fuck did the bat? Oh. So where did the basketball come from? I'm Casey Jones.
Oh, Triceratops. No! Job well done.
That voice sounded familiar. Is that the name of the newer series? Yeah. I didn't mind the CGI one as much, even though it made fucking Donatello an absolute dork in it. God, he got treated badly. He really got treated badly in that one. But I was like, I tried watching the new one, and I got through a couple episodes and was just like, this just isn't worth watching. It's a damn shame. I'm sure if I tried watching the original now, it would be just as bad. Actually, probably not as bad. It's still bad. I still do want to rewatch it. See how stupid I was as a kid for enjoying it. That was a pretty good one. There we go. I do wonder if they're going to get another show going or something. I mean, obviously the IP is still popular with the games coming out just this year. I'm so glad the Kinect collection was released. They also updated the collection recently. I don't know if I mentioned it on my show, but like right after I played the things on stream and the Game Boy and commented about, you know, not being able to change the colors of it, they added a Game Boy Color mode to the emulator with multiple palettes. A Seth Rogen TMNT movie, huh? It could work. Is it live action or animated? Probably animated. It could work. I mean... oh yeah, that new update was amazing for it. And like there weren't very many complaints I had. Except maybe if they'd put video in it, but that'd take up too much room. Because it'd be nice having, like, even just the intros for the various series. Okay, knock me into the pizza. That is the only time I've taken damage from an enemy and gotten more health as a result. In this game, anyway. Live action. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just hope that one of the problems with doing something like that, where the main characters are CGI, is that a lot of times, well, because CGI is expensive and takes time, the main named characters end up being effectively guest stars in their own movies. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the previous one, the Bay ones, or at least the first one, definitely suffered from that. Because it was the April O'Neil movie. Now, what was that, Mars Kills? Greetings, welcome to the stream. I've played this before, I'm basically distracted by other shit, which is why I'm getting my ass kicked a lot. Oh, I am spamming the skills. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? I need to do it more often, though. It's just fun to do. I'm just having fun killing time right now. I'm not trying to challenge myself. Just enjoying. Yeah, dude, those turtle outfits looked really good. Yeah, like the biggest problem with doing the CGI movies is your main characters end up being cameos in their series. Yeah, most of the Turtles games are good. There's been some crappy ones. Oh, there's been some bad ones. But I did enjoy. Well, I had to save scum through it because god damn, the ending of that was terrible. The first NES one, I never would have been able to beat that one. I know that because I tried beating it. Well, I didn't try as hard to beat that one as some games back when it was new. Okay, fine. You want me to use this? I'll use it. That's what it's there for right now. No, I'm only doing the single player just through the end of my stream, and then I'm going to be done. I appreciate the offer, though. Thanks. But I'm just kind of doing a quick showcase of the game. Really, this is the game I chose as the background for doing my top 10 list. And I'm only going to be going for another half hour or so today, if that. Game overed. Or not game overed, actually lost a life. Can you believe it? Actually lost a life in this game. How could I? Oh, what's the trick for the first one? I mean, remember, like, at the end of the game, there are no health power-ups to collect. So you can't even, you know, spam that. End of the game is just this horrible slog through an absolute gauntlet of enemies. Oh shit, I don't have it yet. Whoops. Yeah, speedrun. Actually, speedrun strats probably would help a lot. It's amazing, speedrunners know how to quickly go through the game. And how to avoid taking all that damage. Ow. Do I have to destroy these or something? Certainly can. Certainly can. I will have to actually look up some of the speedrun strats too then. Although, honestly, I don't feel like I'm ever going to play the NES one again. If I'm going to play any of the games, it'll probably be the arcade game. And even then, I would probably play the actual arcade version. As much as I loved the NES one when I was a kid, because I couldn't have an arcade cabinet in my home, but we could have the NES version. Now that the NES one is available so frequently, I would just run that. Nice. I know that even in the speed run, a lot of the problem comes to the randomization of where the Technodrome is going to be at the end. Why didn't I do this? Ah! Stop it! Oh, sure. Crack one and two more appear. Because of course they do. There's that. Gotta be more than just that one of you, right? And that didn't even catch you anyway, but I did think I caught someone else with it. I'm so mad that this game wouldn't let me hook up my arcade stick for it. Oh, interesting. I mean, the Mouser fight, you don't really need strats for the Mouser fight to make it easier. Faster, sure, but it is the easiest boss fight in all of video game history, assuming Donatello is still alive. So yeah, I actually love how easy that fight is with Donatello. You just stand there and you win. I mean, you have to attack him, of course, but it still is. You stand there, you win. Getting to the far right of the screen. Huh, that's an interesting one. Ah, good. I managed to save myself there. I'm also only playing this game on medium right now, so... Ah! Okay, quit going underground like that. Stop being alive. Thank you. Actually, if you can... I guess you move forward when you're attacking, so you can't just keep bouncing them off the walls like that. Alright, let's end that one. And I guess that was the boss of that state? No. We got obligatory elevator section! Obligatory elevator! Obligator! Ah. No! You interrupted it. Come on, do this. Well, I should be able to beat this one the arcade game here pretty easily, or the arcade mode. Given that I've got 5 lives and a few continues, and I've figured out how to do it faster. Oh, I shouldn't have used it there. I mean, this right here just beats most of the bosses. Oh, damn you. Yeah, you are... Okay, no, you're almost dead. So, like, just that seems to beat most of the bosses in this. The uppercut, and then immediately... Oh, wow, the stage isn't over. That's not allowed! That's illegal! Alright, this is just starting to get annoying. But I do love that, like, the enemies hit each other, the background stuff hits the enemies. So many video games, it's all targeting just you, not here. This is a great game. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things that setting is for, is to just cheese bosses with it. Over and over and over. You know what, speaking of cheesing people with the special move. Perfect timing. I love how, you know, you pick up pizza time, and you still get the 4 turtles yelling it, even though I'm playing as Casey. Man, I can't wait for them to even upgrade an update to this game. There are so many freaking characters they can add. That is one of the nice things about the Turtles. Having been around so long, there's tons of characters. Like, I can't wait till I get to the actual fighting games. I'll get to them soon. It's like, I am planning on doing the rest of the Turtles games probably in the next year. I don't want to wait too long on them. Oh, yeah. That's another thing with the Turtles collection, that patch that updated. They added the Super Nintendo Turtles in Time to the online, and they promised to add more. Oh. Of course they took it out of it for that. They promised to add more games to the online. Oh, come on! Come on! Are you kidding? Oh, right. I gotta throw enemies at the screen, don't I? Yeah. Forgot about how to beat this boss. I'm gonna lose a life here. Yep, I can't beat him straight. Ah! Hey, come on! Right as the taunt finished. They would put a power up, that spin move power up just in time for you to get to a boss that can't be hurt by it. Dick move.
Job well done.
Oh, that's interesting to know. Good to know, CVS. Thank you.
Let's crash Shredder's party, amigos.
I know you're meant to use it there, but I want to use it on the boss. I wanted to cheese out the boss. It's not fair. I mean, come on. Cheese, pizza, they go hand in hand. And another board section. Ah! I can't believe I missed! I can't believe I slipped between those two! That was awesome! Why have I not done this yet? There we go. Oh, rip board section? You okay? Rip board section. Good, I don't like those anyway. I like that it would not let me collect the pizza because I hadn't taken any damage yet. Oh, really? Get off me! Oi. Ah! It's Pizza the Hut! No, I'm supposed to eat the pizza. The pizza doesn't eat me. How many more levels do I have? Gotta be getting close to the end, I hope. Ah! Not this shit again. Get off me! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yup. And I missed. No, that's this life down. Told you. Yeah, but I was just in the Technodrome not long ago. Ah! Stop timing it so I can't taunt. You bastards. It's like the game developers knew. It's like they know how long it takes to taunt. And so they designed the enemies to kill you or hit you in a shorter time frame than that. God, can you imagine? God, who would do such a thing? I added that too early. No, I didn't. Yeah, I don't think I want to touch that. That doesn't look healthy. Haha! Oh man, I interrupted the dude when he's at a house, when he's at the hot springs. How rude. Seriously, man. Get the Cowabunga collection while it's still available. I'm still convinced it's going to go away. And then get this game too if you like turtles and beat 'em ups. I still can't believe how good the NES fighting game actually was. Well, when you turned off the flicker, etc. I'm not saying it's a great game. I'm sure that the Super NES one is the better version, obviously. But the fact that there was an NES fighting game that wasn't complete garbage, just kind of like the fact that there was a DOS fighting game that wasn't complete garbage with Mortal Kombat. Other than the fact that Mortal Kombat 1 is kind of bad. I'm just amazed that they got them working. Aha! Eat rock. Bastard. Got distracted by your friend. Why do I have a feeling I'm going to lose another life here? Okay, that works. Oh, come on. What is this? What is that? Having them turn around? I'm not supposed to be able to turn around like that. That's not fair. Oh, they don't. They don't turn around. Never mind. I'm just that dumb. Alright, boss fight.
I'm gonna trash you, mutants.
So many characters they can use. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, he missed! Okay. Let's not be near that. I said not be near that. Ah! Okay, this boss is not one that you can do the thing to. Also, it would help if I was near him when I attacked. Come on, hit him once, please! Hit him once! Just once!
Job well done.
Hey! As you can see, this game is pretty cool. And this is arcade mode. This is a story mode where you can kind of choose the levels, and there's special stuff to find in it. And then you can level up your turtles, and I forgot what you get when you level them up.
Outworld strangers.
That looks like Krang! I also love that you're using the 87 turtles for theming and all that. Because, let's be honest, this game was designed for people who grew up with Turtles, with the originals. Quite literally. Fuckers. God, those things suck. It really hurts. How did that even hit me? Come on. Fine. Fine! Spam! Yeah, which is more helpful in the story mode. Or does it actually help out here, too? Oh, it helps. That would be why I'm on level 1, isn't it? Whatever. Because I haven't leveled this character up, so this is... And apparently I don't think you can here, can you? Does it affect arcade mode at all? Probably not. Didn't think so. Aw, hell yeah. I feel like I found a lot of players for him. Ah, figures. I mean, it is arcade mode, so... And I believe there's only this one unlockable character right now. I tried getting off that, but it wouldn't let me. Because I was in the middle of attacking. Alright, fine. You know what? Fuck you! Ah, he didn't want to come over here. Why, it's almost like he knew that the spikes are bad. That's what I thought. That's also what I thought. Ring! You know, you guys can go ahead and stand on the spikes. I'm okay with that. I tried to taunt him into them, so that he stayed into them. And then he bounced on both. I wasn't expecting that. Stop it. Ah. Yeah, enough of that one. That's also really cool that they did that. It's a shame they couldn't get the original theme song. They had to do a remix of it. But I don't know what's going on with the original theme song that, like, nobody can get the rights to it anymore. The original recording. I mean, if it's just whoever owns it is asking for too much money, you'd think he would have figured out by now that people are just going to go around him and not pay it. Well, it's like people are still performing it. They're just doing not the original rendition. And that's what I'm wondering about. Why is that original recording the version that no one can get a hold of?
I am invincible.
Is it just cause Chuck Lorre's a dick? Yes, that's what I'm wondering. Is who the hell has the rights that no one can get a hold of it? That's a possibility. That does happen. Alrighty, we've got to be getting near the end of this. Which is a good... It seems to be a good length of a game, too. Yeah, I'm not a ninja. Nice. Yeah, he ain't letting that happen, is he? Call back to the original. There we go. That's pretty cool. This one's a... Yeah, see. You can tell which one's the real one because the health bar actually affects on the real one. I wouldn't let that happen. Right. Got it! For now, at least. Now what are you going to fuck me over with? You going to go Super Shredder on me?
You haven't seen the last of me.
Aww. Oh, of course. I love that you see. I love that you kind of see the build up to that ahead of time. If you remember back in the previous, oh, okay. If you remember back in the previous stage, you had the foot blimps attached to the Statue of Liberty. So apparently, we are now playing. Nice. I like that. But we are now playing Cloverfield. No! Wait. Jump! Taunt. You're a dick. Ah! Quit trying to do that. Now would have been a perfect time for it. And now you would have earned it anyway. And I would have missed anyway. Man, I'm dumb. Let's try that again. Ah! I am not doing well on this boss. I am stuck. Okay, there we go. I tried jumping over that. I got stuck again on the edge there. He moves far enough away that I can't hit him. Yeah, what's up with that, CVS? You have any idea? Because even in this game, it's got a remix. I know the arcade game too, the Cowabunga collection. They had to use a remix because they couldn't use the original. Oh God! I'm not able to get out of the range of that. Yeah, I'm actually going to lose to this. Because I don't know what I'm doing. What else is new? Tried jumping, didn't work. Wait, what? I thought I had like 3 extra lives still! Yeah, this is 3 lives up there. I thought I had 3 extra lives up there still. Man. Get out of the corner, thank you. Fucking. Oh, come on, I was trying to jump! I hate that if I'm moving and I try to jump, it slides instead. I wasn't trying to run there either. No, that's not what I'm talking about, Xanth. I had extra lives during this fight. I wasn't at 0, I thought. Like, I know that you don't get the extra lives back with continues. I get that. But I had, like, X3 in reserve. How? Son of a bitch! I had 3 in reserve up there. And it still game over to me. Yeah, I also had a whole bunch in reserve. What? No, I was at like X5 when I got to the stage. At least I thought I was. I swear I looked up right before I came over and it said X5 or X3. God, that one is such bullshit. So I'm still not gonna win this, obviously. Cause oh my God! Spawn in and get hit, can't dodge it. You really don't have much chance to hit this thing. You just gotta dodge, dodge, dodge. Get to this point. Get a thing here. And then I missed. Tried to get away, didn't matter. Yeah. Tried to get away before that hit, but nope. One more hit and I'm fucking dead. This sucks. I tried double jumping and it wouldn't let me. So I'm going to lose to the boss fight. Ah! I suck at video games. Yeah.
I shall rule the earth with an iron fist.
Did your subscription like just expire, Z? Because that last one didn't have the subscription stuff on it. The icons. That's what's weird. I'm doing better now. Not great, but better. Not getting stuck on the corner over there either. If he opens with that one, I always get, well, opens with anything, I get hit practically. Don't. Okay, you can't even double jump over that. It just hits you. If you get close to him. So yeah, if he decides to do that move, I take damage. I can't avoid it. I tried to double jump, it didn't let me. Ay, ay, ay. Another group going up here. Well, managed to avoid it that time. So I should be able to beat him this time. Now that I've got a better pattern down. Now that I'm not being as stupid and doing just risky stuff. Still going to lose a life, but... Come on, do the other one. Or that works too. Dang it. Come on. I can't believe I actually managed to avoid that. Usually you spawn into the damage there. Oh, I can do this. Tried to get away. You moving faster now? I think you're moving faster now. Yep. Come on. Not that. Not that. Do the laser arms. Do the laser arms. That's not laser arms either. Do the laser arms. Yeah, no! Almost got you. Do the laser arms. You did it once. There were enemies on screen. Yes, it worked. Barely. No. I can't control it. I can't just go over there and smack him out of the air. Dang. Statue of Tyranny. Who do you think you are? Ghostbusters 2? And of course we got Super Shredder, because why wouldn't we? Well, this will probably knock me out, because... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God! Dang it! Thought it was in between them there. That wasn't what I was expecting from him. No! Faster. Come on. He ain't gonna let me do it again. What? No! No! Come on! Let me guess. I'm gonna be back at the... Yeah, we're done. We're done. Let's try it one more time. Fucking... I was getting it! Oh, I was getting it, but... I told you, I'm not good at games, man. Now, however, I've got an extra life coming up in this one. Notice that? I've got an extra life coming up. You notice that? First foot soldier I get is going to give me a 1-up. So I've got it this time. Yep. See, that's going to do it. That'll be enough. Yeah, I think this boss, I don't know if it's harder or just more time consuming. Shit. So of course I would miss. So this isn't necessarily hard, just time consuming. And I didn't jump there. But we got this. Come on. Come on. How? Come on. Okay, again. I tried jumping and it decided to slide. I wasn't running. I wasn't even trying to run. That was the wrong thing. So I'm going to lose a fucking extra life anyway. Because of my stupidity here. Again! The sliding is pissing me off! Because I'm not... I really don't like sliding. If I could turn that off, I would. But that's what it's there for, is to prevent you from just running in and jumping. It's to make running have an actual penalty to it as well. But God, it's annoying. Especially when I'm not trying to and it happens anyway. Yeah, I had to there. He did the one thing twice, like, come on. And also, let's get it right. Yeah, exactly. This isn't Shredder. This is Super Shredder. There's a difference. Ah, I didn't do the taunt. I couldn't do the taunt. Alright. So yeah, This should be fine. Unless he changes his pattern dramatically at the end, I should be okay here. I have an extra life to deal with him. And I'm not going to get suckered into, like last time, where I keep taunting at the wrong time and just getting wrecked. See? Super Shredder. Big difference. Ah, you bitch! If you hadn't gone into the corner. Let go of me. Yeah, so now I'm going to get wrecked anyway. I tried getting out of the way. He wouldn't let me. Try jumping out of that. Try jumping out of that! If there's a delay on my controller or something? What the hell's going on? Oh, bullshit! Come on, I was between them. Yeah, this is not giving me any time to taunt. Look at this shit. That'll work. Just let me, you don't kill me! There we go! I thought that was going to miss because it went the wrong direction. Oh! And that was just on medium, and I'm bad. That was a snapback on the controller that did it. Yes, we should. We absolutely should, Xanth. I agree completely. Vernon, who was not at all scared. The Web Warriors themselves. The Punk Frogs. Vernon's an idiot. But we know that. That's the whole point of Vernon. Crime fighting never stops for Casey Jones. I mean, we just played it as him. Thanks for letting us know that we unlocked him. Yeah, get this game. Absolutely get this game. It's a lot of fun. Especially with the recent changes they made to it. It's good stuff. Oh, that was his ending? Ha! Yeah, whatever. That was fun. It's a good game. It's a good game. I recommend it. And I can't wait to see what next year brings. Probably... Well, it's going to be more fighting games because I'm going to use that fight stick more, even if I bitch about it all the time. Oh, nice. That's pretty nice. I'm assuming that's on romhacks.net. Since I do have the Streets of Rage 2 ROM, it's in the Genesis collection. But yeah, this next year, it's going to be There's going to be more fighting games, a lot more fighting games. I really do want to get better at them and use that fighting stick. That's why I bought it, even if I rage at it. Even if I'm not good at it. I'm kind of petering out on some of the other games to play at this point, to be entirely honest. There's going to be more RPGs also. There just will. Because I want to get some of them played. You know, we've got a couple more Phantasy Stars to go through. Obviously more Final Fantasy, although we're almost done with the 2D ones. Almost. Although I could maybe go back and redo 3 in 2D. I don't know. Probably not. I've already done 3 on the stream. I don't want to do it twice. I don't like doing the games twice. There's still going to be more shooters. Finish off at least one series. Might do more of another one. Games that frustrate me. Games that frustrate me a lot. You'll notice I didn't do Tomb Raider at all. Just fucking after 3, I couldn't stomach it again. I'll have to do another one of those this year. Ugh, not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to it at all. Not with how bad the other ones were. Hopefully we'll find some good games this year, too. Been looking for them. That's one of the risks of playing the games blind. I'm letting the credits play out. This is a great game. And yeah, I went long today. I don't care. I was having fun. And besides, it was my year-end list. Happy New Year, everybody. Please hope 2020. Yeah, let's hope 2013 is better. Let's hope 2023 is better. We could all use a better year. I think we could all use some better years coming up. I mean, I am looking forward to some better games. I'm still not doing East 7, 8. I did do 7, didn't I? Yeah, I did 7. I think East 8 is a little too new. I also don't know if I picked it up yet. I will say, you know, there's going to be some PlayStation games. At least PlayStation era stuff. You'll also see more use of the fight stick in some platformers, too. But I'm looking down here. Like, if I have any of these PlayStation games, I'm looking to see my list. Actually, I'm just looking at my games. RPG, which will take forever. This one's going to be done on PC version. If there's any of these that don't use the DualShock, I could use the arcade stick for that as well. The thing is, there really aren't many PlayStation 1 games I have left. I guess I could always go probably pick more up. I do have a couple cheap ones over here. I have a very, very expensive one that I don't want to play because it fucking sucks. Oh, it's so bad. Probably have to get to it this year. As far as the GameCube side goes, I don't know what's left. Oh, I guess there is this game sitting right here. I know, you guys can't see it. Isn't it fun? No, I don't have that one. If you're talking about the expensive PlayStation game. No, you know what expensive PlayStation game I have. GameCube. There is this one. I'm sure this one will be terrible, but it's actually relevant again. Actually, it was relevant again last year, and I should have played it then. I have Top Gun Combat Zones. Then you'll see. You'll be surprised by it. Don't worry. No, you won't be. You'll see it and you'll go, oh yeah, that one! I hope everyone has a good year. I really do. And these year-end ones, oh, you'll know you know this one's expensive. This one is stupidly expensive for the discs. Even though you can buy it digitally on PS3. for like $6 or $10. This one, the spin-off, very expensive games. Yes, oh, that one. That and the prices apparently kept going up on them too. And it's just like, well, then again, I guess the PS3. I don't know. I don't know if the PS3, PS1 library is available elsewhere yet. I know that there are more PlayStation games now available on the 4 and 5. I also know Sony is working on a PlayStation 3 emulator. I know that. I would love to see the entire digital library that they have for the PS3 be available on a later system, which includes the 1 and 2 games. Preferably with better emulation than the PS3 software emulation. I mean, that's one of those things. It's really nice having an old school PS3 hooked up because it's 3 consoles in one. The problem is that the chip in it is just terrible. Yeah, my score was terrible. Yeah, players all, players solo. No, that's not what I want to see. Players all, filter, friends. Hey, cool, I'm the only one who's apparently done it. How the hell did you get 75,000 points, you cheaters? At any rate, I'm glad the PS2 games do. I know the software emulation they had back in PlayStation 3 left a little bit to be desired, which is why I'm glad I have the hardware version. I did see something recently on the old hardware PS2 or PS3s that there's a way to remove the CPU, which is where the problem is. The problem that caused both the red ring of death and the yellow light of death on the 360 and PlayStation 3 combined, respectively, was a flaw in the CPU's chipset. And this isn't for all of them, but a majority of them. It was a flaw in the actual construction. Pardon me. The construction of the CPU that would cause the connection to break. It would just it wouldn't tolerate the stress of being turned on off on off on off. Basically, eventually parts that the heat wouldn't, the stuff that's supposed to have the connection through the heat didn't actually last. It would break and lose the connection, which would then put more of a connection through the rest, which would cause them to fail more frequently. So once you had a few failures, it would just cascade. And this is why a lot of people thought, oh yeah, no, it can't, Xanth. It cannot. That is not a fix. That's the thing. A lot of people think it's a fix. That does not do it. That's one of those things that the video I saw was very specific about. There's all these rumors about what it is. This doesn't actually work. Like, it might fix it for a week or two, but the core problem is still there and it still will be broken. What there is there is actually a way now to replace those old CPUs with CPUs from the newer systems. So you can get rid of like the 65 nanometer and replace it with a 45 nanometer. And that fixes it with some exceptions. If you use the really newer, the really good, the newest of the CPUs, you can't go back to a certain, you can only go so far back in your firmware because the firmware goes, this isn't the right CPU, what are you doing? And unfortunately, one of the things you will lose entirely is the ability to boot into Linux, the other OS, if you still have that older one. But if you don't care about that, now, and it's not an easy process to do it. It really is not. There's not a lot of people who do it. But there is a way to get the newer, smaller chips converted for the older systems. So you'll have all the functionality of the old PlayStation 3 with a chip that won't fail so much. Because every single one of those chips in the old PlayStation 3s, every single one of them, and on the old Xboxes, they are time bombs that are eventually going to fail because the construction on them is just going to fail. They are not constructed within the proper tolerances. Eventually, they break down. Of course, rule one, hardware fails. It just does.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But that's what's going on with those. And it would be amazing if I could do that. I can't. I'm never going to be able to. But there are ways, if you're interested, you should try looking them up, to get an old school hardware PS2, PS3 with the new chip conversion. And you do that, you should have a reliable system other than the disk drives. At any rate, I'm done for the day. I'm going to go get some lunch. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope there's more next year. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep playing for as long as I can, because for me, this is a way to play games that I otherwise wouldn't play. I have to force myself to go through games, and look at what it has done to my backlog. This has taken hundreds of games off my backlog. Absolutely hundreds of games have been cleared off my backlog thanks to doing this. The problem is my backlog has thousands of games. So it's going to be a while. Till next time, take care, Internet. Enjoy the games you play.